Hello, this is Kylie from Hello Crafter, and in this video I wanted to introduce to you a brand new suite of products from Stampin' Up called the Tea Boutique suite, and you can find this suite in the brand new catalogue, and this went live yesterday, in fact, 3rd of May, and we have it on page 12 and 13. So this product suite is made up of a stamp set, the cup of tea stamp set, coordinating teacup dies, these lovely designer series papers, and these printed cards and envelopes, which I will show you later on in the video. The papers, I've only got a bit left now because I've been using these up, but you've got lovely teacup and teapot designs, very floral and spring-like and summer-like. Really lovely for sort of afternoon tea parties and birthdays. And then we've got these lovely patterns on the back. So I'll be using some of that in my project today. Project that we're making in this video, and it's one of the cards that I created for a recent presentation that I did at a Stampin' Up event last month. And it's a kind of 3D pop-up card. I had lots of questions asking me how I made these, so I thought I'd come and do a video showing you how I assembled it. So the first thing you need is a 10-fold card base. So I have just taken my A4 sheet of card and I've cut it in half lengthways at 10.5 centimetres. And then I've scored it in half at 14.8 centimetres. So that's my 10-fold card base. I also need another piece of cardstock now that measures 10.5, which this other half of my piece of card is, and I need to cut that down to 16 centimetres. So 16 centimetres is just on this line here of the trimmer. And then I'm going to score this, and I've got the measurements again listed below, but for UK it's 2.5, 7.5, 10 and 15 centimetres. And then once we have that, we can fold and burnish on the score lines. And we just need to put some glue along this 1 centimetre tab and glue it together. So I like to lay everything flat, so I'll fold it in half with the tab showing, apply some glue, and then fold that section over the top. And then we can pop it up into a box shape, like a tube, square tube, like that. So hide the join towards the back, and this area here and the top area is where you will put your designer series paper. So if you grab some of that, you need to cut that at 10 centimetres by 4.5. That's for the front section. And you need a piece that measures 10 centimetres by 2 centimetres. And that will attach to the top. So the other bits you need are the white piece for stamping on for the back. And this measures 10 centimetres by 9.5 centimetres. And then you'll also need this little piece here to attach the teacup. You'll need is a strip of white card, and that measures 1.5 centimetres by 7 centimetres. And we just need to score this at 1.5, 3, 4.5 and 6. And again, I need to do the same thing with this. Fold on the score lines, put some glue along that 1 centimetre tab, and then just attach that together. Once the glue's dry, you can pop it up into a little square, little cube. Okay, so we're ready to do a bit of stamping now. So I'll do the background first, and I'm going to use Parakeet Party, one of our new in colours, and I'm going to use the foliage and put some of this foliage in the background. I can also stamp a sentiment right here, and I'm just going to use my black ink for that. And then I just need to stamp a couple of teacups on here so that I can colour them in. And again, I'm just going to use my black Memento ink pad for this. And I'm going to colour with my blends. I'm going to use Sweet Sorbet and Tahitian Tide, and these are brand new blends in the brand new in colours. And it's not too much to colour either, so it shouldn't take me too long. So they're all coloured in, and I'm just going to stamp a couple of little flowers ready to die cut out. So I'm using Sweet Sorbet ink, stamp a couple of little flowers, and Parakeet Party to stamp a couple of extra little leaves. And I'm going to use the dies to cut these out on my cut and emboss. Okay, and the next step I am going to do, it's an optional step, but I quite like to make these a bit shiny with some clear embossing powder, like a glaze. So if I grab my clear embossing powder and my Versamark ink pad, and all I need to do is pop these into the Versamark. I'm just going to use my fingers to press everything down to get a nice coating. Same with the other one. You could use your bone folder if you don't want to get sticky fingers. And pour a little sprinkling of the embossing powder over the top. I've actually done quite a thick layer, but that's okay because we're going to shake it off, and hopefully you'll get a nice layer stuck to that. So I am going to go and heat emboss these two. Are my teacups. So you can tell there's a bit of a shine on there now. If you wanted a thicker glaze, then just go and pop it back in your Versamark ink pad and add another layer of clear embossing powder and heat it up again. You can do that as many times as you want to get a really nice thick coating on there. So there are my teacups, and now I've just got all my bits ready to put my card together, which I will do now. So bring back my box, my table section, and I can glue on my DSP. So I've got some on the front, some on the top, and the other thing I wanted to add as well is a doily, like a tablecloth. So I'm using these Heart and Home doilies. They're in the January to June mini catalogue, and they are a perfect companion to this suite, especially if you turn them over and use the white side. They just go perfectly well with this. So I just need to chop off a little bit off the top because I don't want it overhanging too much. So let me just work that out. So I'm probably going to chop off about 2 centimetres. So I'm measuring 2 centimetres from this side of the trimmer. So cut that. And then I just want to score it at 2.5 centimetres approximately. And then if I fold it along that score line, then I should be able to attach this to my card. It should just about fit. I may need just to cut very, very tiny extra sliver off because of the fold. I'm just trimming that down a little. So it's folded like that, so I am going to try and stick this down once it's kind of in its folded position, like this. Once it's popped up, a little bit of glue, and then I'm just going to make sure that it does fold flat both ways, like so. Now I need to attach this to the front of my card along with this section here. So I'll do this bit first, stick this onto the card front on the upper section, just like that, leaving a little bit of a border around, and then this will glue right on the bottom. And I want the bottom of this box piece to line up with the bottom of the card. So I'm going to put glue all along this bit, all along the back bit, and I'm going to glue that down, and with a little bit of wiggle room time I can line it up and then stick it down, and just again make sure that it folds flat in an upwards direction so that you can fit it in the envelope. And it also stands up. And for attaching the teacups, we'll come back to this little piece here, this little cube. You want to put glue on the bottom and the back of the cube and just position it so that it tucks right into the corner. Hold it down, and again you want to make sure everything folds flat and pops back up again. So you just work it a couple of times, make sure the glue's dried and it's in the right position, like that. So now you can glue one of your teacups on to this tab. Put your finger in. Sometimes it's easier just to push it down flat so you can make sure it's really stuck well. And then the second teacup, we can put just a little bit of glue at the bottom of the base of the teacup and pop it just on this section on the front, like that. And again, just keep making sure that everything folds flat each stage. And then I'll just use some glue and some mini dimensionals to put these little flowers on. and a little bit of glue on the leaves just to pop behind. So I hope you enjoyed the project. Please feel free to case this card or do your own version of it. I'll just show you some of the other projects that I created for my presentation. This one here was just a simple version of this one. It's just a DSP layer, part of a doily, and I've got this little label here. And this is created using one of the printed envelopes which I showed you in the catalogue earlier. So the cards and envelopes are pre-printed in these lovely colours. So I just literally took an envelope, made some little tabs at the top out of the designer series paper, threaded through a length of dowel, and added some linen thread to hang it up. And you can decorate these however you want to. So I hope that has been inspiring and that you will give these projects a go yourself. And thank you for watching. Bye.